me back to Kala Patthar and Vishwanath.
Yeah! I always wanted to play a villain and like a dark character because that's what my dad started
Yes.
with. My day is made by guys. I'm going home. Bye. Sorry, I was listening and dreaming.
Listening and dreaming. Yes.
Together.
I'm just got lost.
My dreams are very important
Yes.
They are.
to me.
Yes. ख्वाब नहीं देखोगे तो वो असलियत कैसे
हाँ.
होगी?
How are you aging in reverse?
How am I aging? Am I?
Yeah.
Made a few lifestyle changes and, looking after myself for a change.
Every day I try to do everything in my hands to become a better actor with no direction. Literally with no direction. I've just studied and studied, read books, gone to classes, done my routine over and over again with nothing in mind, nothing really to show for it.
Hi, my name is Jigar and you are on ETimes, and today I am with the cast of Sanjay Leela Bhansali, Netflix's latest show, Heeramandi. And I don't know where to start with because it's embarrassment of riches for me because everyone's done such a fab job on the 4 episodes that I've seen. I don't know where to begin from. But let's start with Fardeen. Fardeen, it's been after a while people are going to see you on screen.
14 years.
14 years to be precise. Can you explain your first day on the set when you took light camera action from Mr. Bhansali?
This was my second project that I worked on, but nothing can really prepare you for being on a Bhansali set. Of course, you're a fan of his movies. You know the scale and scope, and his vision. You have a fair idea, but I don't think I was prepared for the scale and scope of this particular project because I think it takes his own craft to a whole other level. So because of course, the long form format where you literally is going to be like watching an 8-hour Bhansali movie, and it's so layered and so complex, and it's pre-independence, and there's so many dynamics, and he's captured the dynamics of Heeramandi with the politics of the time, and the Nawabs, and the courtesans, and the part that they play, and the freedom struggle. So just being a part of this grand vision was pretty awesome. And you just thank your stars. You're just grateful for having this opportunity to work on a project like this, to be associated with a master craftsman like Mr. Bhansali, and you just take a few deep breaths, try and relax, and try and live up to this man's standard of his vision. And then here we are today. We all survived it.
I was about to ask you, do you psych yourself before you go to Bhansali set? It's a Bhansali set. I have to be a particular particular level.
It's definitely frightening, because when you see some of his, you see all his works, the performances he's extracted from his actors, and it just automatically sets in that, hey, this is my standard, and you know that he sets an extremely high standard for himself. He's a perfectionist himself, and he tries to extract the best from his actors, but he also gives it his best, and he demands the best of himself also. So you have to meet him. You have to align with his vision, and that is daunting. And he pushes his limits because he pushes his own limits. So it's a great creative process when it all happens. Yes, there are tough days, but when you have the good days, and finally when you see it all together, you're just like, wow. This is what he was trying to achieve, and then you're like, yes, you understand the man's passion and his love for what he does, and that's so infectious, and it's truly a privilege for all of us to be working with somebody who's a master at what he does.
Aditi, in a way, you are Bhansali's senior because you did Padmavat also with him. now this.
The OG was there, na? Manisha.
Yeah, but in a way, you are a senior in that sense. But how was then and how is it now? Is it as crazy? Is it as frightening between then and now?
Honestly, it's a huge privilege, really, really big privilege, and it's such a blessing to work with somebody like that who also pushes you to do your best. We'll probably be echoing each other when we talk about Sir in kind of different ways, with different details, but no day is the same. Every day is hugely challenging, but that is the fuel because he believes so much, and he believes you can do so much, and that is so there's so much validation in that it makes you want to make him proud.
Wow.
And I feel like whether it's your first day or second day or 75th day on set, it's always like that. And there are days, as Fardeen said, that are frustrating, whatever, but they're always very charged. and very magical, and I think very fun. Because when you get that approval and the twinkle, it's amazing.
Okay. Sonakshi, I loved your character. As I was just talking to you before the interview began, I loved your charged up character. In a way, and because I've grown up on cable TV, so I've seen a lot of Shatru sir's pictures.
Yeah.
So it took me back to Kala Patthar and Vishwanath.
Yeah.
It took me back to both
Oh my
these
God, yeah.
films. Were those your reference points as well?
No, they weren't my reference points, but I always wanted to play a villain and like a dark character because that's what my dad started with.
Yes.
And, that's always been on my bucket list and it's finally happened. So I'm very, very excited. I'm very happy. And I'm just so touched that you actually mentioned this and like told me that you can see that today's my day is made. By guys, I'm going home. Bye. Peace out.
She's got her award.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
literally has been saying this
Yeah.
all her
So
Wow.
it just feels really good, when someone actually does notice that, and because that's what I've been trying to do for so long, and I just want to play good characters, different roles. And I think that's been a consistent effort for the last few years where I've been choosing very, very different characters to play on screen. Strong female characters, basically. And that's what I want to be remembered for. And this is just, putting a huge stamp on it of Sanjay sir's approval, of going global with Netflix. I think this is a great platform. And yeah, I think it's going to be amazing for all of us who are a part of it. Yeah.
So your scenes with Manisha Koirala ma'am was electrifying. You could sense the tension
Yeah.
while watching it.
Good.
Watching it. But was there any moment when you were intimidated by Manisha Koirala?
I'm having FOMO. What's happening?
No, I was never intimidated by her. You meet her, she's the warmest person you'll ever meet. She's always been so encouraging. She kind of just takes the edge off you like the minute you meet her,
Wow.
So for me, I've seen her work, while growing up. She's done such phenomenal work. And, just to be in the same frame as her was an absolute honor. And for me, that was like a push for me to kind of do better and try and, be even her little pinky finger in that one particular scene. But she was very, very encouraging, and I enjoyed working with her. Like the energy, we fed off each other's energy. The roles were written like that. The faces off. Fardeen, you would know this. Face-offs. Okay. The face-offs between the two characters.
Correct.
Did you
Sorry,
know?
I was somewhere else.
Yeah, I know, he zoned out.
Face-offs is correct.
Yeah. Between the two characters, that was really, really fun to do for the both of us. So I think we just had a blast with it and kept it as, as nice as possible between us off screen, but like went for it
so
on
80s
screen.
in that sense, so dialogue buzzy happening left, right, and I was like, am I transferred back to 80s now to watch it?
But that's the touch of Sanjay sir, no? I mean, everything's extra. It has to be. It's extravagant. It's beautiful. It's just
An extra
grand. So it has to be. It has to be in everything.
True. Taha, I have known you since your first film. It's
Yes, you have.
about 14 years ago, if I'm not wrong, 14 years ago. And I've seen your struggle also. What does a Bhansali stamp do to a confidence of Taha Shah Badussha?
Confidence, I mean, I think as an actor, it's very encouraging because, you can lose faith. And I think over the years, I have lost faith a couple of times. Of course, I've picked myself back up. I've cried. I've wailed in my own room, and my mom's been supporting me. So when a legendary filmmaker like Mr. Bhansali himself comes and approves you as an actor, as a performer, as an artist, it's life-altering. It is phenomenal. It is a surreal feeling, especially since I was very okay even doing a one-day role, because all I wanted was for him to just see that, hello, just see me as an actor, just let me do one scene for you, that's all I want. And for him to then see something in me, which I've never played before, by the way. I've never played such a character in my life. a romantic, a positive, what people call a green flag. I've not played that ever in my life, and for him to see that in me is very humbling, right? And of course, the confidence. I mean, my mom always says, when the higher you go, the lower you bend, right? So I believe that when he said that, I think I was literally just very grateful, and I think I mean, how many ever blessings you get from this person is not enough, right? I mean, I would like to go and just live next to his feet, right? Because of course, someone as someone at his stature doesn't need to say or do. He could have gotten anybody. He doesn't need me, right? I'm a nobody, right? So I really thank my stars and him to give me this opportunity. So yes, the confidence is definitely rising, but more than that, my gratefulness and my thankfulness to my mom to believe in me and my own struggle, because every day I try to do everything in my hands to become a better actor with no direction, literally with no direction. I've just studied, read books, gone to classes, done my routine over and over again with nothing in mind, nothing really to show for it. But hopefully now all that will get shown to the world with this one project, and all thanks to Mr. Bhansali, man. Really, I can't say enough, but yeah.
Aditi, something triggered to you? Because I think I saw you do something like this. Was it just
No.
I don't know. I just saw something. She did something. I don't know. It just something
I'm sure
happened.
she just understands the
Something
struggle.
casually happened. Something. I
We've
don't
all
know.
been through it,
Okay.
I was
Okay.
just sorry. I was listening and dreaming.
Listening and dreaming. Yes.
Together.
She just got lost.
My dreams are very important
Yes.
True,
yes.
they are. They
to
are.
me.
Yes.
Yeah.
ख्वाब नहीं देखोगे तो वो असलियत कैसे
हाँ.
बनेगी?
Aditi, when I last met you for Jubilee, I said that somehow when you take that you look timeless in that sense. Like I can take you back to time and I can still feel that you belong to this era. Now, when Heeramandi comes to you, which takes you back to 1920s, do you feel this is my zone? Because I think Audrey Hepburn is someone whom you always have looked up to.
La.
We're 1940s, by the way.
Yeah.
What did you say? Jubilee was 20? No.
Jubilee was
Both was
eight.
around the same time.
Yeah.
No, but the thing is, suspension of disbelief is what we do. But I also do it very effortlessly because I am a dreamer. And I love it.
You
So
just saw that.
Yeah. मैं ख्वाब देखते रहती हूँ. But and also a director like Sanjay sir also creates a very, very immersive atmosphere and an immersive set for you, and everything is very authentic and everything is very true. So he makes it actually very easy for us to do that. At least to feel like we're a part of this world. Like our rooms were so specific to who we are. Every detail, our clothes, our jewelry, everything, and even the way we speak. We're all from the same time, but we all speak a particular way. Our mannerisms are particular, and this is all like he lays it out for you. So it does feel very, and it feels very good to feel like a part of that world. Also, everybody doesn't get to do it.
True.
Especially for period cinema and stuff, you have to get picked for it. You have to they have to feel like you belong. Until they don't feel like you belong, you can't belong. So.
Okay, because I've seen 4 episodes and I've seen that how elaborate the costume designing is of the film. After a point, I got tired to look at you all wearing those heavy dresses, especially the women, and your dresses are also very authentic to that kind. What was that feel to wear those clothes and to feel that those heavy clothes on regular basis?
Heavy. Heavy. It really was the first time I think I'm wearing such heavy outfits, and like the whole look was so elaborate with the jewelry and the costumes and like the makeup, we had alta on our hands all the time. Very, very elaborate. So this is the first time I was doing something like that. So it was a bit overwhelming because you have to perform while being under that entire burden of all this that's on you. So, but then eventually you do get used to it. I mean, you have no choice.
Yeah.
You have to look a certain way. You have to look like you belong to that era. You have to look like you're doing it with ease. So it has to become a part of you, I guess. And that's what happened. It did take us some time to get adjusted to, but it happened. Yeah.
Aditi
had
with...
way heavier clothes in Padmavat. Way heavier. I had a velvet dupatta on my head which was like long. So can you imagine? Like I used to walk like that, and there used to be 3 people who was taking me to set because everything was so heavy. This was like muslin, chanderi.
Yeah.
It felt like I feel light as a feather. But the dance, the mujra costumes were heavy, and those were tough to dance in. So like you take a chakkar and then you'll take 15 more and almost fall in the fountain. So that was a learning.
Taha, how was it to wear those 4-layer suits, man? 3-layer
I loved
suits.
I loved it. I love suits in general, and wearing those suits, which is quite timeless. The tweed, the making of it, the designs were just incredible. Whether it be the angrakhas or whether it be he made me wear a lot of pathanis, and those were really nothing compared to what the women have to go through, to be very honest. So yes, I was blessed like that.
Blessed.
But anything that he put on us, anything he would put on me, I loved it, and there's really no complaints. And it actually, I stayed in it throughout the day because I loved and I enjoyed being that, not only that character, but just the whole feel of it when it kind of takes you back in time. And that's why we're there, right? As actors, we like to time travel. And these clothes, the look, the hair, the makeup, whatever it is, it kind of takes you back in time, and nothing more fascinating than that. So yes, I love the clothes, and I would die to do it again.
Fardeen, your first introduction scene where she is dancing, then the way you're sitting on that sofa, I think I know of 2 people in my family who want that same thing to wear.
A huge shout out to Rimple and Harpreet. They've done a fantastic job, and
So many of us.
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh my God.
and the minute you just put on those clothes, even though for me, I definitely don't ever wear something that ornate, but the minute you put it on, you just feel the character, and it just brings out a different energy within you. And you look at yourself in the mirror, you're just like, yes, this is the part. And you just know, of course, I'm sure they work closely with Mr. Bhansali on designing it, but the fits, the choice of fabrics, the embroidery was just so true to the time. And you really contribute so much to the look and feel of the character. And even Preeti Sheel, she gave me a little bit of a wig and my whole look, and a particular mustache to make me look like I belong to that era, which has really also resonated, and it really helped bring this character to life. So huge shout out to these people.
Okay. How are you aging in reverse?
How am I aging? Am I?
Yeah.
My genetics, mother, father, thank them. No, I made a few lifestyle changes, and looking after myself for a change. So yeah, no, but that's always nice to hear.
Sonakshi, as you said that you wanted to play a villain role because Shatru sir began with that. But do you not feel that somehow you fear typecast? Do you feel that there's something called as typecast now in the business?
Not at all. There's too many different types of roles being written. This with the boom of OTT, of course, platforms like Netflix have really opened up the floodgates when it comes to creating content, and any type of content is now acceptable, I feel. So I think it's a wonderful time to be an actor, to be a writer, to be a director, to be a creator, basically. So no, I don't worry about being typecast. I never have. I don't think I ever will. I've always followed my heart and played the roles that I want to play. I've made my mistakes. I've learned from them. I probably will make more mistakes. That's okay. That's part of life, and I'm enjoying what I'm doing. So that's my takeaway from it.
True. Aditi, has Siddharth seen any of your works from Heeramandi?
He's seen whatever we have seen.
That's it. You haven't told him anything else.
We've not seen it either.
We haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have seen more than us.
Hey Bhagwan.
We have not seen it.
But it's kind of, we're excited.
Yeah, we're
Because then
very excited.
We'll binge watch it.
And because we've heard so much from
Yeah.
all of you who come to interview us today that how good it is and how
Yeah.
much you've loved it, we are very
It's
excited
too
to watch
exciting.
it.
No,
Yeah.
it will grab, you won't leave your seat for those many hours. To
I hope
watch.
we can all remember what everybody has told us,
Yeah.
because I want, we should tell Sanjay sir. I have the memory of a
It'll be
mosquito.
fun, it'll be
That's
fun.
Hey
the problem.
Bhagwan. Cool. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.